Last year, 2023, my Forex fund went down and I lost $600,000 in max capital allocation. I'm sure most of you guys watching this video were also affected. This year, 2024, is still January and True Forex Fund is also down. It's as if there's bad luck on all prop firms that end with Forex funds, because my Forex fund went down, I lost $600,000 in max capital allocation, and True Forex Fund also is down. So I think maybe the best tip on this video is just stay away from all the prop firms that end with FFT or Forex Fund or something. Anyway, jokes aside, what is the way forward in the Forex industry, or what happened to True Forex Fund that caused them to also be struck out of the game, and how can you better position yourself? Because I've seen a lot of panicking. A lot of people are panicking. People are asking questions like, Golof, is this the end of prop firms? Is the regulations coming to prop firms? Should we buy prop firms? Should we stay away from prop firms? And on this video, I'm going to be addressing all of that coming up right now. So let's start with the reason why my Forex fund went down. True Forex Fund went down. I think we should even call them frozen funds. The first one that went down was my frozen funds, because they froze everyone. And this one is True Frozen Funds. Just from the name, the True Frozen Funds. They were going to go out of the game anyway. So why did True Forex Fund or True Frozen Fund go out of the game? If you can check on this particular screenshot, this is a screenshot I got from their Discord community. And on this screenshot, you can even see, even from the way they address their community, they address the issue was very, very childish, because they said on the issue that this is total nonsense. They don't understand why MetaQuote is just going to discontinue their license. No. Any big company that is regularized, any big company that is licensed, any big company that is regulated wouldn't say something like this. All right. So the main reason why True Forex Fund was struck out of the game, the main reason why they terminated their license, because MetaQuote is the same as MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. So MetaQuote is the same company that issue out MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. So if they can discontinue their license with any prop firm, it means that prop firm is not going to be having MetaTrader 4, that prop firm won't have MetaTrader 5. And 99% of all prop firms, including my prop firm, including Lionheart funding program, we operate on MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5. So they were removed out of the game because they have what we call vertical integration. What is vertical integration? Vertical integration is a situation where everything you have is in-house. So their broker was in-house. They were using True Proprietary funds. If you're someone who have traded with True Forex Fund, then you understand. I had almost about $200,000 with True Forex Fund. It wasn't that serious because I wasn't that active. I was planning to still acquire more prop firms with them, but this had happened, unfortunately. And the moment I bought this prop firm account, I was expecting to see a regulated broker like maybe 8Cap, or maybe Ting Market, or maybe Mercury Market, or Blueberry. Those are regulatory or regulated. Those are regulated brokers that if a prop firm is using any of that regulated broker, then you know there is no possibility that prop firm can easily be removed out of the game, because they have a back-end broker that is regulated and their liquidity provider is very, very strong. So my Forex Fund or True Forex Fund, these names are very, very confusing because they were all having the same model. My Forex Fund went out of the game, stealing almost about $300 million from people. True Forex Fund had the same thing. They had vertical integration, meaning their own broker, they own their own broker. If you go on MT5, immediately you sign up. Most of you guys here were using True Forex Fund. Meaning if you go on MT5, the moment you sign up for an account, an email will come and the login details, when you go there, you will see True Proprietary Fund. That was True Forex Fund. All right, so they had their own in-view license directly with MetaQuote, and they could manipulate your trade. That's the most important thing. They could manipulate your trade. So since my Forex Fund went out of the game, a lot of regulations start coming for these prop firms. True Forex Fund was like, look, we're not going to continue licensing a particular product which we know can still bring problems to us. Because trust me, MetaQuote, they want business. They want to make money. But at the same time, if they're not careful and they're just issuing their license to any Jack and J, it means very soon, even big companies like XM, like IC Market, like even big brokers are also going to be taken out of the game because MetaQuote can be shut down totally. So that is something they have to be able to consider very, very carefully, to consider who to issue their license or not. So that was why True Forex Fund was also discontinued. That was why MetaQuote discontinued their license with True Forex Fund. So what's the way forward? The way forward in the industry is, yes, it is true, regulation might be coming for prop firms. I remember back in 2015, the same question you guys are asking, like, are prop firms going to be out of the game? Should we stop them? That is the same question people have been asking since 2015. Prop firm trading is the best thing that ever happens to any Forex trader. Because trust me, so long as you have these skills and you know how to trade, the only thing that will enable you to be able to make a reasonable amount of money is when you have a reasonable amount of capital, and a prop firm is going to come in to bridge that gap. So what's the way forward? Yes, regulation might be coming to prop firm, but prop firms that better position themselves in terms of licensing. So what's licensing? The prop firm should be able to have a license to operate. That's why Lionheart funding program, we have a license to operate. Regulation, the prop firm should also be able to use a regulated broker. Very, very important. The prop firm must use a regulated broker so that if anything happens, there is a regulatory body where you can actually go up and you complain. Take a prop firm like maybe True Forex Fund, or maybe no, my Forex Fund, True Forex Fund, they are already out. Let's take the funded trader. The funded trader, they have Think Market and 8cap. Let's take 8cap. 8cap is regulated on more than 4 different jurisdictions. You understand? If you go to Cyprus, 8cap is regulated. You go to Chelsea, Malta, so they have their regulations in different jurisdictions. All right. So with this, that tends to give them a lot of strength. So even if regulations are coming, what they look is this prop firm backed up by a broker that is licensed? If the broker is licensed, then trust me, that prop firm is going to be safe, even if regulation comes tomorrow. So don't worry, even if regulation comes tomorrow, prop firms that are backed with licensed brokers are not going to be affected in any way. That's why also with Lionheart funding program, we are backed by a regulated, top-notch licensed broker. Another way is to be able to have multiple liquidity providers. Right? Remember, MetaQuote, what they do is they provide liquidity for traders to trade. So another way to go around this is for prop firms to also have multiple liquidity providers. Because what if my Forex fund, or what if MetaQuote is not there tomorrow? What if MetaTrader 4 is not there tomorrow? What if MetaTrader 5 is not there tomorrow? Does this mean Forex trading is going to end? Or does this mean prop firm trading is going to end? The answer is no. There are still prop firms that have different liquidity providers. There are prop firms that have different brokers, right? So what do I mean by different liquidity providers? MT5 and MT4 is just one liquidity provider, and there is still another liquidity provider called DX Trade. That's why at Lionheart funding program, we have MT4 and MT5, and we are also working on DX Trade. So by the time we are launching, we're going to be having multiple liquidity providers, meaning you have the option to choose any liquidity provider you have. And at that point in time, we're going to say, okay, even if MetaQuote is going to be out of the business tomorrow, we still have that security to say our traders are going to continue trading without any interference. So that's another thing, having different liquidity providers. And then another thing when it comes to prop firm, remember I'm giving you guys tips to stay safe, right? There's a lot of noise in the prop firm space, a lot of people and stuff, a lot of noise from people who don't even have an idea on what's going on. So with experience, I'm telling you guys how you can better position yourself. Another thing, or another way you can better position yourself, is to be able to use a prop firm that is established in a good jurisdiction. Very, very important. Use a prop firm that is established in an enabling environment jurisdiction. What do I mean by an enabling environment? When it comes to prop firms, take Canada and US. That's the worst place now to set up a prop firm, because their regulations are very, very strong, and they are going after all these prop firms that are incorporated in the US and Canada. All right. So if a prop firm is incorporated in US and Canada, you need to trade with that prop firm with precaution. That's the first thing. Then let's come to Europe. Yeah, the European Union, they have a little bit of relaxed rules when it comes to prop firms, but they are also becoming very, very strict. All right, good jurisdictions where you can actually trust prop firms that are incorporated in those jurisdictions are jurisdictions like Dubai, South Africa. All right, Dubai and South Africa is number one, or number one and number two. In order you want to put it, but those are the tops when it comes. Because why? These jurisdictions have enabling environment to allow these prop firms to operate. That's why Lionheart funding program is also incorporated in one of these top jurisdictions. And no matter what happens, we are not going to be haunted by these regulatory bodies or hunted down by these bodies that don't want prop firm to operate in any way. Because if you come to US, Canada, and even some countries in Europe, some of them don't want to see prop firms for whatsoever reason. So jurisdiction is also very, very important. If a prop firm is incorporated in South Africa, it's a very strong prop firm. If a prop firm is incorporated in Dubai, it's also a very strong prop firm. So with these tips, trust me, there's no reason for you to panic. Lionheart funding program is incorporated in a very good jurisdiction. We have multiple liquidity providers. We have one of the best brokers on our prop firm, meaning our broker is not an in-house. We don't have affiliation with the broker that is behind a Lionheart funding program. No, it's a big regulatory body that is going to be providing the quote and providing the liquidity for our traders. So you can see why at the start of the video, I told you guys not to panic because we saw this coming. Most of the things you need to understand, running a prop firm is like running the business. You need to first of all understand the dynamics like regulation, licensing, and jurisdiction. These three most important things: regulation, licensing, and jurisdictions are three important factors which any person trying to get into prop firms must understand this. If not, you get into one problem or the other. And Lionheart funding program, we are already backed up in all these aspects, and no matter what happens, we are still going to be roaring together. We're still going to be striving together. So that's what I have for you guys today. Make sure you stay profitable, stay happy. We're going to be launching very soon. So check out the link on the video description to join our waiting list so that you can have a huge discount on launching day. Launching day, we're pushing so that we can launch before the end of this month. But trust me, the more delay we have, just know we are cooking something very big on the back end, because we have concepts which have never before been seen in the prop firm space. We have concepts which have never been conceptualized in the prop firm space, and we want to bring it to you guys. This is a prop firm for traders by a trader for traders' interest. Very, very important. A prop firm created by a trader for traders at the traders' interest. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.